everybody. This is the behavior team from Contra Costa Animal Services, and this is Blizzard. We wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this guy. He is available for adoption, but he's a little bit outside our normal criteria. He's a very large dog. He's very excitable. He displays what we call high arousal behaviors while he's at the shelter. And so we wanted to give a little bit more information about how we manage him here, what we expect him to do in a home, as he's been returned a couple of times for a few different things. Right now we're outside and he's having a pretty easy time staying calm, offering good behavior, and engaging with us appropriately, which is something that he sometimes has a really hard time with inside. So one of the things that we really like to do with Blizzard is some just easy training techniques. Rewarding him for behaviors, even if they're not the correct behavior, because we want to reward him for just engaging and doing things that aren't jumping or mouthing or barking. Come here, buddy. And so we use treats to offer reinforcement for the behaviors that we like to see. And that's going to be really helpful. So we wanted to start this out showing you kind of his behavior outside, because it's very different than his anxiety and the way that he interacts with humans when he's inside. Should we take the collar off? Is it itchy? Let's go. You want to get your rope? Now, one of the things that we think that Blizzard would do well with in a home is space and a backyard with a nice high fence. He is a dog that likes to run around, and he gets a little bit frustrated when he has some type of confinement, so that could be a leash or in a crate. So having enough space for him to really open up and get some of that, those yayas out can be really helpful, especially in the first few days, few weeks, few months, while you're getting to know your dog and building that relationship with them. We like to use this cot as a station. A station is an area that we reward the dog for going to and staying on. And that way we can use a station for things like cooperative care for medical procedures. We can use it as an area where he can go to kind of hang out and calm down. And we can do high arousal behaviors and then have him go to his station. And that really helps with the arousal. Good boy. So I'm going to run around with him a little bit so you can kind of see what that looks like. Please keep in mind that he has been out for a little while. We have been working a little bit with him, so he's warmed up. This is not his typical behavior that we see when he first exits his kennel.
And he's very familiar with us.
He's very familiar with us too. So we've already taken a lot of time to build our relationship with him. So we want to kind of show you what that looks like. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take him on a walk around the building so that you can see the contrast of him on leash, off leash, outside, inside, and greeting new people as well. So we'll start with just some games. Tasha and I like to play some recall games. We call it laps, where we call the dog back and forth across the yard, and they get to know their name, and they also get to practice recall like you might use in your yard, or if you end up going on a hike or at the park. In that instance, though, is just to stand still and wait for him to calm down on his own, because I know that he can. And then I can reinforce with treats or with a toy or more play, or even just myself moving once he shows me some calm behavior. And we're seeing a little bit of jumping now. So we're just going to stand still and let him run it out. When we are beating a tree, we want to have our legs apart, nice sturdy stance. I like to just sort of fold my arms in front of me, make very little noise. We don't want to trigger more arousal by grabbing the dog, forcing the dog down, yelling at the dog. All of those things will create more arousal and more frustration.
Hi. Good boy.
Good job, buddy. All right, you ready to go on a walk? Now that he's kind of calmed down a little bit, we're going to put the leash back on and we're going to take a little walk around the building. Ready, bud? We use slip leashes at Contra Costa, but because the dogs can feel a lot of aversive stimulus from the pressure on the neck from a noose that the slip leash creates, we place a wrap harness around the dog. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to have Kasha help me out by feeding him so that he stays in one place while I do this.
Good boy. Ready to go.
Thank you. Hi. He stayed nice and calm for that, so that was really nice.
He is ready to exit.
Yeah. He's showing us what he would like to do, which is also what we want to do, which is a really awesome thing. Here we go. Good shake, buddy. Nice shake-offs. The shake-offs are definitely a really good way to know that the dog has kind of reset themselves a little bit. Definitely something we want to see when we're transitioning or after an interaction. You'll start to notice it with your dogs at home. If you start looking for it, you'll notice it all the time. We've got some species typical behavior here. This is great enrichment. He's snuffling in this bush. There's a lot of smells in there, and it lowers the heart rate when they smell stuff like that. So now he's a little calmer, which is a perfect setup for us to go meet some new people. Just like that. Let's go. Now you can see he's a master at opening doors. So I'm going to offer him the right door to go through.
Thanks.
You want to say hi to him? We're on Facebook. Everyone's watching Blizzard, so we can find him right home.
Hi, baby.
You want to say hi to Peter? Good shake, buddy.
Oh,
Like,
no,
not so much.
I want to
Okay,
go
that's
outside.
fine.
We're exploring today. He's ready to go out. He can see the door. I know, right?
Yeah, here we go. Yeah. All right, maybe we should go back the other way. Should we go back the other way? There's no people over here.
Oh, where are your friends? Yeah, get that treat.
Go back here. Dog, come in.
Blizzard's letting us know where he wants to go. Hello.
Thank you.
We're back over here, Blizzard.
I know, we met you back over here. Thanks, Ron. Here we go. Good job, buddy. So let's go move. You want to get rid of the towels? So we're going to take him into our behavior room, also called the grooming room. And we're going to just manage him so you guys can watch us how we do it. we do have a little bit of management set up in here. We have an X pen which covers our door. And the reason that we have this here is that sometimes people want to ask us questions or pop in and say hi. Sometimes we have dogs that don't want to say hi exactly. So this is something that Blizzard did the first time that he was in this room, and I'm going to go ahead and just let him go at it. He doesn't necessarily eat much of the garbage, he just sort of sees what's in there. And then if I want to prevent him from doing this in the future, I'm just going to make sure that the garbage is not accessible to him.
Good boy.
So what we're seeing is a lot of play behaviors with the toy. We're seeing some pretty relaxed body language. However, we are seeing some stress signs from him. You might have seen him panting quite a bit as we were walking through the center, and he wasn't taking treats. When a dog that we know really likes treats isn't willing to eat, we know that they are overwhelmed or over threshold. And what that means is that there's something that's either too exciting or scary or just unknown things. And it's just information for us. Would you like this? Can you get down? Thank you. Here you go. Good job. Good job, buddy. Now we have been working a little bit on some mat work with this dog, so he does sometimes go to the blanket that we lay down to chew either a Kong or he'll chew on his toy. But this is a behavior that we've actually built up. This was not a natural behavior for Blizzard.
Who got your toy?
Do we have any questions?
Not yet.
Okay.
Laura asked, why is he so cute?
Well, I don't know.
He
you
was
know?
born that way.
Yeah. I'm gonna have Steve come. Do you want to say hi to Blizzard? Sure, we're on Facebook.
Facebook Live.
You want to say hi to Steve?
Hi.
Hi.
Oh my
Go ahead and
God.
close the door.
Yeah.
Steve. Good job. Thank you. Thank you.
That was a good hello.
Thank you.
What do you have there?
It's a really fancy toy that looks like a syrup container.
It does.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm going to show Steve your toy.
That
Thank
was
you.
really nice.
Really nice.
Oh.
Good job.
How old?
I think it says he's about 3-ish. He's having trouble finding the right home because he's pretty anxious when he's left alone, and he's a very active dog. When we got in here, he actually pulled the garbage out and dissected what was in it and made sure there wasn't anything that was meant for him.
Yep. You have to inspect the garbage, make
Yeah.
sure, we're not throwing away anything
Absolutely,
that would be
yes. And there's actually, it actually
enjoyable
was
for
the
him.
recycling.
He
It was
will
not
sort
the
through
garbage.
your
but-
recycling to make sure you're making the right
Yes.
choices.
And we were also explaining how we have built up this conditioned mat behavior where he takes his toys to the mat to have calm time, but that's not a normal behavior necessarily for all dogs. With Blizzard, we had to build it.
It actually says Blizzard is over a year.
Oh, okay, great.
So he's a little
That
younger.
seems appropriate.
Just over a year. He's got some of that young energy.
Definitely an adolescent. Hi.
He also likes to choose to bring his toys around you.
Oh, what
He
did
likes
you
to
find
show
out
off his
there?
stuff.
Yes.
He's doing your inventory.
He is, yeah.
Cool.
He really likes to help out.
He's an A personality, likes to organize. That is in the wrong
right.
place. He's
Hi.
told me that was totally in the wrong place. He needs it there.
Yes, exactly. And now we're not going to worry about it here at the shelter because these are not items that I'm worried about. However, if this was in a home, we would definitely need to put a lot of energy into preventing some of these behaviors. Keeping things in closets, in cupboards, off of the floor would be really important. And just to make sure that you're setting him up for success, not allowing him the run of the house until you know what he's gonna do and the shenanigans that he's gonna get into in each of the rooms of your house. So taking it slow and limiting his options to the best options so that he makes good choices is gonna set him up to have a really great time making really good choices that deserve reinforcement. Hey, please get down. Thank you.
You can see we use a baby gate here to help keep them away from the door.
Yeah, and we were allowed to have Steve come in without sort of holding him back or adding any frustration. So this is a really awesome. Yeah.
He sees a better place for that as well.
He does, probably in his stomach, I'm guessing. Some canned food and things.
You're so sweet.
Yeah. Do you want to come to your blanket? Good job, buddy.
Good boy.
Yeah, that's nice. So definitely a really friendly dog with people. He's gonna knock down kids though, so we're definitely thinking older kids would be the best situation for him, if any. But he might make people uncomfortable. You know, we're not having people over, visitors and things like that because of COVID, but after COVID, you're gonna need a plan to have people introduced to him because he could be seen as a scary dog to some people, and we have to acknowledge that and prevent that from happening. What are you doing? Hi. Good job. I know.
Hi.
Don't get stuck in the
Yeah,
cords,
don't
huh?
watch the cords there, bud.
Good boy.
Oh, wait.
Okay, let's give him some water. Thank you. Good job. Yeah, you gonna help?
Good boy. Good boy.
All right, so now that he's a little more tired, we're gonna end this session, but thanks so much for checking in with us and observing Blizzard with us. He's a really special dog and we're just looking for the right home for him. So if you're interested, if you think you can provide that for him, we would love to discuss with you. Fill out an application on our website, a volunteer will contact you and then they'll pass you off to the behavior team. Thanks so much, bye.
Bye.